Okay, so the engine oil drain plug is located directly under the engine, and it's marked with the yellow paint, and it's a 9/16. It'd probably help if I was going the right direction. There we go. Okay, we'll just let that drain, and we'll go take off the filter. Of course, they don't come off this easy. I loosened it with a large set of vice grips first. We'll just let that drain. Okay, now we'll reinstall our new filter. And there's the part number. Japanese parts, because it's a Japanese tractor. I always like to take a little bit of the old oil and just run around the top of that rubber gasket just like that. And that's not just with tractors, that's with anything that you change an oil filter in, and it makes a nicer seal. We'll check. I don't see any burrs or debris on the lip, so we're going to go ahead and reinstall the new filter. And it's going to screw right on there, and we're just going to go hand tight. If you go any tighter than hand tight, whenever you take that filter off the next time, it's going to be really hard. So just go hand tight with it, make sure it's snug. We'll come back again and check it at the end, and we'll move on. And now we'll reinstall our drain plug. All right, and we'll add our oil. So the oil that Rural King recommended was Harvest King 10W30 engine oil. That's for a diesel, and I think it's for 4 quarts. But I was wrong with the front differential, so we're going to add 3 quarts and then check it and go from there. We're going to play it safe. We can add it in 2 spots: the valve cover on the top, or there's a spot over here on the side where we can go in from this side. And that makes it really nice. I think we are going to go in from the top, though. I got a new funnel just for this job. And then after we add the oil, we're going to clean up the air filter and take a look at that. Well, we'll try to do this without making a mess. Oh, no guarantees. I guess it's okay, as long as you don't overfill it. It's about a quarter. We'll go to about a half there. So there's 4 quarts to a gallon. This is a gallon. That is right about half. Oh, we'll check that and we'll see where we're at, and we'll see. Alright, so we'll come around this side. You got to remember, a quart will go into that filter once you start it up. I'm not seeing anything on the dipstick yet. Oh, there's a little bit there at the end, right down there, but add a quart. Let's give it a minute. Let it settle down, and then we'll see. We'll give it some time to let that oil settle into the block, and then we'll check it one more time. We'll probably add a little bit, and we'll start it. We'll let it run, and then we'll check it again, because that filter will probably hold. It won't hold a quart, in some vehicles, cars that'll hold a quart. Yeah, we'll add a little bit more, but it'll hold some, so we'll do that. Okay, let's add some more oil. All right, I would say that would be equivalent to a little under a quart. In my uneducated guess, we'll check it. There she's showing up. And if you get too much, you have to drain it out. Oh, let's see. Oh, that looks much better. That looks much better. We'll let it sit for a minute and let it run down into the block. And we'll check it one more time here. Oh yeah. So we're right here. And you can see that's probably maybe 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch away from the line, so that's good. We'll actually start the tractor now, let it run, and then we'll shut it down and we'll recheck it. All right, so we're all running. We want to make sure that that our oil light doesn't come on, or low pressure. We're just going to let it run for a second, let that oil warm up a little bit, get through the filter, and then we'll shut it down, we'll check it, and we'll probably have to add, I would say we're going to add another 1/2 quart at least. Alright, that should be long enough. I'm running for a couple minutes here. Alright, we'll check the oil again and see where it's at. I'm guessing we're going to be about 1 quart low. Alright. We'll wipe it off. And find it, there we go. And we'll pull it out and check it there. Yep, right about right over the mark a little bit, so not quite 1 quart, but close to it. So we'll add a little bit of oil. It's better to be a little bit low than a little bit over. It's almost better to be 1 quart low than just 1/4 of a quart over, because you could do some serious damage. So we'll go ahead and we'll add that little bit more oil. We'll check it again, and then we'll move on to the rear differential. Yep, we almost forgot the air filter. So we'll unhook this. It's not that hard of a job, but very important. So go ahead and we'll pull this out, if we can. Alright, that was a bit of a task, and this kind of works itself out. It was pressed up in there. Doesn't look too bad, but we're going to blow it out anyways. It's good to know that it pushes up in there and it fits tight against that male end. Okay, let's go ahead and blow this out, and then we'll reassemble it. I'm sure it'll go back together a lot easier than it came apart. And we'll reinstall it. And there's a strap that goes across, like a battery strap, I guess it would be. There we go. And the air cleaner's done. And that'll make a difference. It was dirtier than I thought. It's only got 38 hours on it, but it was dirty, so yeah, can't go wrong there. All right, let's move on. We'll look at the rear differential.